I've always seen music as like a sixth sense because I find that I can communicate through it. If I ever get angry, I can vent myself in a sort of angry piece. If I feel sad, I can vent my sadness out in a sad song. I feel music is a huge part in the community. I feel it's an actual extension on the senses of a human being. It's something that I feel everyone should be aware of and should explore inside themselves as much as they can. Okay, this way. This is my new domain. As of the last weekend, there's still a lot of planning and construction to be done, but it's getting there. I've got the main things that I need up and running at the moment, so please come in and make yourself comfy. My real name's Ian, however I go by my stage name as Fox Amoore. I'm basically a full-time musician and my style is new age music. The most important part of the studio obviously is my keyboard, the Roland Phantom X8. I've had it for a couple of years now. Not only do I use the on-built sounds for it, including the piano, I also use it as a MIDI controller board for a vast number of my sound libraries that are available on the computer. This is the main workstation here, which you can see is Cubase SX3. This is where I do all my planning, all my recordings, all my note-taking, and all my hair pulling. Okay, moving on to the keyboard again. This is some of the sounds that I tend to use quite a lot. Obviously the main one is the piano that you can get on the Roland Phantom X8. Of course you can have the opposite end of the spectrum, which is something maybe very loud, something rock-based. I've actually got an entire expansion based on the strings. It's called symphonic strings, which you can pick up from Roland. Can quickly load up Rock Kit 2. We've even got some nice expressionate guitars. And then we have one of my favourite sections, which is the ethnic pitched section. A lot of my work does involve ethnic instruments, so this is quite an essential tool for me. The good thing about a lot of these instruments is they have different layers. So if you do it nice and softly, you've got a nice soft. If you want something a bit louder and more dangerous, hit it harder. A number of synthesizer sounds that I can use on this as well. Okay, here's one of them that I created. Cello. B-flat minor. Highlands. Hot dog. Keyboards. Hibernian. Lord of the Rings. Hans Zimmer. Steinway. MySpace. Fawlty Towers. Batman. I can't read it. Half Empty. Mario. Summer. Chocolate. Star Trek. Oh, the Beatles. PC. Ninja. Just. I've played piano for roughly 19 years. I started when I was 5 years old, learning on my grandmother's upright piano, which I still have in the house actually. Every time I travelled to my grand's when I was 5 years old, I started playing the piano. And they would have to shout up at me and tell me, come on, we're leaving, and I'm like, no, I just want to play another 5 minutes. Most recently I joined a band called the Get Back Band, which is a Paul McCartney Beatles tribute act. I've toured all over the world with them. Fox Amoore is basically revolving around my obsession with foxes. Because my real surname is Armour, and Armour is apparently an extension of the word love that comes from France and Italy, I changed it to Amour, so put Fox Amoore in front of it and you've essentially got Fox Love. Now Masked was a little bit different because all of the music on Masked is based on characters, themes, commissions, based on like people, basically. It's effectively a collection of stories. Originally Masked was designed as a compilation album, and it still is pretty much a compilation album, but it's based on the same theme that it's themes for people. I knew someone from a website, so the producer came to me and said, look, we're looking for a couple of tracks here and there in the mini games. Would you be able to do it? And I said, yeah, of course. Now these tracks were completely different from the style that I usually write in. They were very, very, very jumpy, bouncy, almost circus-like. When I have to write to a certain thing, there's always more pressure because you're having to live up to someone's expectations, basically. When you're writing something yourself, you don't have to. You're only living up to your own expectations, which I personally find easier. So it was a bigger challenge. I got lots of information, and it made my job a heck of a lot easier. But overall, I would say when you're composing work for someone else and not yourself, then I would personally find it a bigger challenge. My only advice is to enjoy it. Don't do it as a chore, don't do it as something you feel you have to do to try and get good. You know, music for me is something that it's just something I enjoy. It was never like a job or an occupation originally. That came a little bit later when, you know, I got experience. But for anyone who wants to, you know, to take music seriously and get to a very, very, very high level, the first thing that you have to do is enjoy it. In 5 years, I mean, I try not to look into the future and see what I'm doing. I just kind of live for the now, work on the now, and if I'm still doing the same thing in 5 years time, so be it. If I'm away touring on Mars or something, so be it as well, you know.